Coronavirus outbreak slows down. The number of confirmed cases of the COVID-19 is declining. However, World Health Organization remains cautious and considers the data with extreme caution. Modernization as a way to increase export volumes. Another achievement in the sector is the large-scale reconstruction of Kazakh oil refineries. Topics concerning stability and security in the world, as well as the ways to minimize the consequences of climate change and trade wars, will be discussed at the 56th Munich Conference. The event will be held from February 14th to 16th. President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, will take part in the global forum. He will attend a panel discussion and meet with leaders of various countries, governments, as well as heads of international organizations, large German companies, and representatives of the academic community. 40 heads of state and governments and more than 100 ministers of foreign affairs and defense are expected to attend the conference. Well-known foreign experts in the field of international relations will also arrive in Munich.
Diese Münchner Sicherheitskonferenz ist auch jetzt ganz besonders.
The Munich Security Conference is very important, especially now when international politics constantly changes. This is a platform where leading politicians can discuss current issues together. It is very important that Kazakhstan will be officially attending the conference. Kazakhstan can act as a mediator as it has good friendly relations with all the countries in the world, including the neighboring countries such as China and Russia. I think that in Munich, President Tokayev will have an opportunity to meet and hold negotiations with many state leaders.
Gesellschaft darzustellen und vorzustellen und sicherlich auch.
The novel coronavirus has claimed 1,310 lives in Chinese province of Hubei, which is the epicenter of the disease, the Regional Health Commission reported. The global death toll reached 1,357 people. Meanwhile, the British Department of Health and Social Care reported that London confirmed the first case of the novel coronavirus, COVID-19. The chief director of a clinic said that an infected person has been tested positive for the virus. Thus, the total number of infected people in the United Kingdom reached 9. Doctors said that the last person caught the infection in China. Meanwhile, the Director General of the World Health Organization said that the number of new cases of the virus in China is steadily declining. However, he called for consideration of this data with extreme caution. The first vaccines against the virus will begin to be tested in humans in 3 to 4 months.
Health development issues in Kazakhstan and the draft health code were discussed in Mazhilis, the lower house of Kazakh parliament. Chairperson of Mazhilis, Nurlan Nigmatulin, met with the delegation of the World Health Organization, led by the director of the WHO Regional Office for Europe, Hans Kluge. The parties discussed cooperation in primary health care, the introduction of advanced technologies, and further training of healthcare workers. The Speaker of Mazhilis noted that the members of parliament widely discussed its regulations at various discussion platforms in order to conduct the comprehensive work on the bill. Kazakhstan exports motor fuel to Tajikistan, Uzbekistan and Afghanistan. The increased production volumes of petrol were achieved due to the large-scale modernization of oil refineries in Atyrau, Pavlodar and Shymkent. For example, fluid catalytic cracking equipment was installed at the Shymkent oil refinery. The refinery is the heart of the industry in the country, as it processes up to 2 million tons of crude oil every year. The advantage is the increase in the depth of oil refining. Due to the installed unit, we increased the depth of oil refining to 90% and light oil production to 82%. A total of 13 modern installations have been constructed as part of the large-scale modernization. The Euro 4 and Euro 5 diesel fuels were launched as well. The total investments value amounted to $1.08 billion.
Еще во время моего первого визита я был поражен такими изменениями, которые произошли за это время.
During my first visit, I was surprised by changes made over time after the reconstruction and modernization. The oil refinery can be called as an excellent example of our bilateral cooperation. Moreover, petrol in Kazakhstan is the cheapest compared to neighboring countries such as Russia, Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan. I think that there should be more of such refineries.
Я вообще считаю, что таких заводов должно быть еще больше.
Currently, 1/3 of oil in Kazakhstan is processed at the Shymkent oil refinery. The Bishkek Book Olympiad proved that reading books has no boundaries for both pensioners and young students. The event is part of the One Person, One Book campaign implemented by the Kyrgyz Ministry of Culture, Information and Tourism. The main goal of the Olympiad is to popularize the trend of reading books and develop spiritual wealth among readers. We have big plans ahead of us. First of all, we want to publish the collection of books. There are two stages of the competition. Nearly 1,100 readers took part in the first qualifying round of the Book Olympiad. The final round will take place on the International Book Giving Day with the participation of 75 contestants. All of the participants are set to win. One of the contestants, Bek Sultan Samtirov, said that the competition provided an opportunity. I take part not to win, but to test my knowledge. Such competitions provide the opportunity to achieve your desired goals. Questions asked at the first stage of the competition were based on the novel of Kyrgyz writer Kochkon Saktanov.
Environmentalists in Kazakhstan plan to sow seedlings of black saxaul on 17,000 hectares of the dried bottom of the Aral Sea. They plan to attract finances for implementation of the plan. The financial support can be provided by the Asian Forest Cooperation Organization. Kazakhstan is a member of AFOCO. Kazakhstan has applied for the AFOCO, the Association of the Pacific Countries. The organization allocates money for tree planting. They have two projects and one of them is about the Aral Sea. Our application can be considered and we can receive another 2 million. Scientists plan to focus on regeneration of existing areas of saxaul trees. For this purpose, Kazakh scientists have developed innovative technologies which will significantly increase the growth rate of saxaul. The Institute of Botany and the Institute of Soil Science in Kazakhstan are developing fertilizers which accelerate the growth of not only saxaul trees but also other trees. The trees can grow bigger by 1.5 times. The seeding survival can increase as well. This is still an experiment. To date, saxaul seedlings in Kazakhstan are planted based on recommendations of the Kazakh Research Institute of Forestry in Shchuchinsk. More than 1 billion people in the world are involved in volunteering. The main goal is to provide help and support in the fight against epidemics, poverty, climate change and illiteracy. The United Nations has been implementing the global volunteering program. To date, there are more than 6,500 volunteers in this program. Meanwhile, the volunteers contributed to organization of important international events in Kazakhstan such as OC Summit in 2010, the Asian Games, the Universiade, and Astana Expo 2017. For more than a year, the volunteers in Almaty have been teaching English to school students. Lessons are held in children's library. It's difficult but interesting. People have the need to volunteer and to help other people. Many people may not know where they can do it and how. For example, I was thinking about it for a while. I wanted to do something for charitable causes, but didn't know where to start. I think of sharing some stories, which is one of the good ideas to develop in an organized way. A website for popularization of traditional Kazakh music was launched in Atyrau. Developers said that the website has information about works, composers and singers. The website presented history of creation of music tracks. 180 songs can be found in sections such as songs, cues, jurterme, jurky. The project was implemented as part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program. It took almost 2 years to collect works of musicians and singers as well as digitize old cassettes and records.
Музыканың барлығын бір сайтқа құйдық, жинадық. Маңғыстаудың жыршылық орындаушылық.
People can listen to music using the mobile application created for this project. We plan to update the repertoire every year. We also plan to launch the website that would be helpful for the School of Jurshi.
Өзіміздің әдістемелік құралымыз арқылы жастарымызды оқытқымыз келеді.
The evening of symphonic music of Rakhat-bi Abdysagin in Atyrau was full. The audience came from the most remote areas of the region to listen to the performance of the 21-year-old artist. Rakhat-bi Abdysagin is the author of more than 100 musical compositions. His works are considered to be honorable as they were performed by many famous soloists and symphony orchestras in Europe, Asia, and America. He is also a winner of various prestigious international competitions of composers and pianists.
Бұрында біздің алып атырауымызда талай классикалық шығармалар, концерттер болып жүрген.
Previously, classical music concerts were organized in Atyrau. This performance was special. It was awesome. The concert was organized very professionally. He performed at the highest level. Thank you.
Көріністерді көріп, бір рақат ләззатқа бөленіп жатқан жағдайымыз бар.
The range of Rakhat-bi Abdysagin's creativity is multifaceted. It covers a variety of genres, styles, and trends. In his works, a special melodious sound can be traced. I am glad to be part of this meeting. In fact, acoustics in the hall are well organized, and the atmosphere was very warm. The audience did not want to part with the talented musician once the concert finished. The people asked him for an autograph. Sounds of viola, violin, piano, and cello, together and separately, allow to experience the unique style of ingenious simplicity and lightness of the works of famous 20th century composers, said the artists of Astana Opera and musicians of Kazakh National University of Arts. For this purpose, the professionals created a musical project from solo to quartet concert program, which was performed at Astana Opera in Nur Sultan yesterday. The program included the works of Astor Piazzolla, Dmitry Shostakovich, Sergei Prokofiev, and Almas Serkebayev. The audience had a chance to truly experience the rich genre and instrumental synthesis. We have been preparing for this concert for 2 months. It turns out that 2 months ago, we expressed the desire to play this kind of concert in such a beautiful hall. We are planning to give such concerts more often in order to introduce the audience with classical music, chamber music, as well as string instruments. The solo piece is performed very rarely because it is a composition of Almas Serkebayev. This is the sonata finale for piano in C minor. It is a very interesting piece, so we wanted to share this music with the audience. There are a lot of various interesting and creative versions of folk works. For example, Kazakh music is perceived as something new in Europe, something sensational.
Наоборот, как сенсация у них всегда.